What's going on, SEC TGC? Mr. Objective Suns Neuro 6 here. How we doing tonight? Alright, it's been a while since I made one of these last videos about the SEC in review, but I'm back. I mean, I've just been really busy lately, but I think you guys enjoyed the first video, so I'm going to try this again and make a cumulative one for weeks 2, 3, 4, and 5, because I missed the last, and didn't get a chance to do a weekly. And hopefully I'll start doing a weekly now that SU is back on. Since I'll be making videos for them, I'll be able to make videos for the SEC TPC as well. Alright, it's been a wild last few weeks for Southeastern Conference football. I mean, some teams are right where we expected them to be. Other teams are not where we expected them to be. And like I normally do, I'm going to try and divide this up into the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we're going to start with the good. And no better place to start there than with a team that made a huge statement this weekend, and that's Alabama. Bama Nation, shout out to you guys. Mouth of the South, also known as Law Tide, one time. Loopy, Big Gravy, all you guys, Bama Marine. Your team made a huge statement this weekend for beating Florida the way they did. I mean, it was a beatdown. It wasn't even close. So, I think there's no doubt in my mind who the favorite is right now. It's Alabama. Defense looked awesome. You still have a lot of horses on that offense from that championship team last year. I mean, you're just as good, if not better, than you were at this point last year. So that's huge. Also looking good right now in the West, I can say, is Auburn. I hate to say that right after Alabama, but Auburn looks like a pretty damn good football team right now. And, well, what can I say? I think we may have a potential league championship game for the SEC West, a divisional championship game, that is, between Alabama and Auburn when we have that traditional rivalry game. And what a game it will be. I mean, two hated rivals playing against each other for the championship and the right to go to the SEC championship game. How sweet it will be. Also looking good, we give a shout out to South Carolina. It's the Gamecocks, to Real USC and Sequan, all those guys. I mean, your team looks pretty damn good themselves. I mean, Marcus Lattimore came out of nowhere, freshman running back. He looks great. I mean, you guys aren't leading the division, but you guys really have a shot at winning a division. And, well, what can I say? You guys have shocked a lot of people this year. So, congrats to the Gamecocks. I mean, I'd like to see what happens in the SEC East, because it kind of seems like it's boiled down to a race between, the always perennial favorite Florida and an unlikely challenger in South Carolina. However, Florida, I'm going to start with the bad now and say, Gator fans, I'm very sorry, but I know your team is better than that. What you showed against Alabama showed a lot of problems with your team. I mean, coaching decisions especially. I mean, I think Urban Meyer still has this idea that John Brantley is Tim Tebow. It's not even close to being true. I mean, Alabama just flat out crushed you guys. And let's just take a look at some of your other wins. They really aren't as impressive as some of them may seem. I mean, you beat the Vols, you beat Kentucky, both convincing wins. Even though Kentucky and Tennessee are both teams that are not
dominant victory today, Coach. What impressive!
But let's just say that Florida still has some work to do. Some good and some bad. Tennessee at the same time. Big blue tick bullies. How you guys doing? I'm going to say this. I mean, your team knows how to battle and really made a battle out of that LSU game. I was pulling for you guys in that game. It's too bad. I mean, you guys have a lot of kinks to sort out, but I think if you guys can sort out those kinks, you guys will definitely be a good middle-of-the-pack SEC team for this year and have a lot of stuff to build on for next year. LSU is next. LSU fans, you guys got so lucky in that game. I mean, that was unbelievable. And I think if anything proves that Les Miles is an incompetent coach. It's what just happened in that game, right there. His clock management, his oversight was just awful and pathetic. I mean, he let the clock run down, and had it not been for just a couple extra Tennessee players on the field, LSU would have lost that game. It's unbelievable. Wow. That's kind of the bad. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about some of the other teams. These are just representing most of the factions that we have here in the TPC. But now on to the ugly. And Dog Pound, I love you guys. Tao, Herschel, all you guys. I mean, you guys are awesome, but I just have to say, Georgia, I don't know what the hell's happening. I'm sure you guys are as stunned as I am, but this is not the Georgia team I expected. I mean, they've battled hard. They lost a couple of hard-fought games, but losing to Colorado, losing to Mississippi State, games that should have been wins for you guys. I mean, I know you guys were without A.J. Green, but it's just not good. You guys are really in trouble. I mean, I know the whole conversation, fire Mark Richt, don't fire Mark Richt isn't out of the question, but you guys have a young team. And I do think, some of the problems with defense are like new defensive scheme, switching to a 3-4. But still, I mean, with all the problems combined, whatever it is, Georgia is not the Georgia I expected them to be, and they are not looking like a good football team right now. And they better start racking up some wins. So Georgia goes with the ugly category for this weekend, or for at least the past few weeks. Here's hoping they turn around. Anyway, that's about all I have to say for the SEC these weeks. It's been some great football action, though. I can't wait for this week. I'm going to see Bama, South Carolina. That should be a hell of a game. So that's my game to watch. Georgia and Tennessee should always be a competitive game. I'm loving the Hate Week videos. So I'm going to keep it coming. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and feel free to post any comments, concerns, anything in the box below. And if you want to call me an idiot, because I kind of mumbled my way through this video, feel free to call me an idiot. Anyway, that's all for me. I'm Sunsnero6, Mr. Objective, and have a good day, TTC. I'm out. Peace.